Hello everyone, my name is Jack Hickey, and today I'm going to be talking about my summer of 2022 internship. This internship was with Ledestro Construction, who's based out of Chicago, Illinois. So I actually started on a project called 680 North Lakeshore Drive, and it was an obstetrics and gynecology unit with Northwestern Hospital. So obviously this is the healthcare market sector, and so some of the things I learned is that construction does not always go as planned. So within the first couple of weeks on this project, we were working on some progress work while waiting for some samples to come back. And it ended up turning out that all of the flooring glue in the entire unit, whether it was tile or carpet, contained asbestos. So the project was entirely delayed by months. And this, like I said, taught me that construction does not always go as planned. This project was supposed to be the main unit I was working on over the summer, and it just completely stopped. So that leads into my next point is this project taught me a lot about communication, because once it stopped, we had to coordinate with the owner, the architect, and the new abatement contractor. So the abatement contractor was chosen by the owner, Northwestern. So we did not actually have any choice on this. So we had to learn to communicate with a brand new company and all sorts of things like that. So it really taught me how to professionally communicate with other people that you're usually not too comfortable communicating with because you've never met them before. So this project also taught me a lot about patience, because we would try and make some progress. We would replace ceiling tiles in the units, anything we could. That obviously didn't include tearing up the flooring, but it definitely taught me patience because I had to wait on so many things for this project. But so another very important thing it taught me was blue beam skills. So as you can see in the background here, on my right, there is a phasing plan that I created. So this one ended up getting scrapped because of the abatement, and I had to make a brand new one that was like 12 to 13 phases. So I definitely got a good amount of use for Bluebeam. I also had to create quite a few logistics plans. So for concept to reality, so I worked on a different project in Illinois that was the Illinois Valley Community College. So about a week before I went on to this project, I was told that I was going to be working there. So I started reviewing some of the prints and things like that. And I thought I had a good idea of what this area was going to look like, but it did not at all look like what I thought it would in person. But the blueprints, once I got there and compared the blueprints to reality, it really helped me visualize better with blueprints to what a unit actually looks like. So I had to do multiple investigations before I started this project, and OAC meetings about something I didn't even know about, and it ended up completely changing how I view prints, because it just helps transfer from prints to reality so much better. So the biggest challenge I faced was also at the IVCC. So I ended up being on this project almost completely alone. I was the only one on site for our company, and I basically ran the demolition myself. So it turned out that they were putting in an elevator shaft for this project, and excuse me, they were putting in an elevator shaft, and there were multiple conflicts with the elevator shaft. So they were going to have to cut a joist down, on a concrete encased joist. So I had to learn to communicate with the demo's contractor, so I could figure out how we were going to shore and support the beam while they're cutting it. And then while I was investigating this, it turned out that there was a bunch of conflicting electrical conduits and electrical lines running through the concrete. So I also had to figure out a way to get the electricians to rearrange this area so we could safely cut the elevator shaft in without causing any damage to the building, any unwanted damage to the building. So yeah, it definitely was probably my biggest achievement that I felt, because I was on this project by myself and I was solving some fairly important issues. But yeah. What I wish I knew before I started construction is the terminology. It took me a little while to get used to the terminology for sure, but one of the big things that helped was sitting in on meetings, and whenever I heard something that I didn't understand, I would write it down and I would discuss what they were with my coworkers after the meeting so I wouldn't interrupt. I also wish I knew my way around drawing sets a little better. That definitely would have helped when I was walking the demo contractor through and explaining what they were going to be doing on their job. So yeah, that definitely would have been helpful to know before. Some Bluebeam shortcuts. The more and more that I've used Bluebeam, the more I've realized how inefficient I was with it. So I wish I had some more Bluebeam knowledge, and it would have saved me a lot of time before the summer. And the last thing, which is honestly probably one of the most important things I learned, is never assume that things are correct or something along those lines. Just never assume, because as you can see in the background here with these miscolored tiles, so we were doing a project in a bunch of bathrooms. This was actually on 680. This was part of the project, and we replaced some plumbing in the wall because they were having issues, and we had to retile and get a tile match. So we got a tile match, we reviewed it, it looked good, so they shipped the amount over that we needed, and the tile guy, I got him all set up, and he ended up calling me and saying, "It's very close, are you good for me to put it in?" So obviously I said yes. We just told him to go ahead, put all the tiles in, and because we were actually pretty busy, a couple of my coworkers were out of the office, so I was helping pick up slack for them. And so I ended up going to check on the bathrooms a few hours later, and this is what it looked like. So as you can see, that is not a very good tile match, and that's why you should never assume that things are the way they're supposed to be. So it really taught me to verify things and just check them myself. So yeah, thank you guys for listening. Have a good one.